When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned, and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout experience as business powerhouses like Aloe, Allbirds, and Skims. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
Okay, Josh, so the other night we were wrapping up dinner and Beck said to me, babe, next time I tell you I'm feeling fat, remind me that I was eating the guacamole straight from a spoon out of the bowl. So I want to play that out. A couple days later, she says to me, let's just say this happened. She says, babe, I'm feeling fat. I say, hey, remember the other night when you were eating that guacamole out of a spoon, with a spoon? How do you think that would go for me? I don't think it'll go very well, but this edition of the Back Nine will go well.
This is The Back Nine with Dennis Williams and Josh Mora.
Well, what? I mean, first of all, she's not at all.
Right? No, she is not.
Not in any way. I want to make it clear that it's a silly thing.
Woman, yes.
It's a silly thing for her to say, but how does that? I just can't play that through. Assuming she says she's heavy, and I say to her, "Remember the other day when you were eating the guacamole with a spoon?" Like I don't think that goes very well. I don't think she meant that. I don't think it's a good idea. Well, Janine's shaking her head. No.
On the day that this airs, you'll have been married for about 9 days. So if it had happened before that, I'm not sure that we would have gotten to this point. And if it happened after that, I've got a Rolodex full of lawyers' numbers that you should probably be looking at.
Exactly my point.
There's no winning there. There's no winning there. Except, boy, that guacamole was good. That's all you can say.
Exactly my point. And when this does air, we're approaching Thanksgiving,
a couple of days,
we'll all be eating quite a bit.
Yes. That's just an excuse to pig out. What is your favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal?
I make this sausage stuffing that's really good.
That sounds good.
I put it's not just bread; it's got sausage in it. It's very flavorful. That's my favorite. I make it so. Yeah, and obviously, who doesn't like a fresh turkey?
Yeah, there's lots of different ways to make the turkey. My brother actually is a very good chef, and he's done it a couple of different ways. He spatchcocks it, which is to butterfly it. I know it's a strange chef word.
I don't even know what that is.
You butterfly
it
that way.
Term.
I've done it deep fried. My ex-wife used to make a dish. My ex-wife is a very good cook, and she used to make this creamed onion casserole with little pearl onions that I've never had at any other Thanksgivings other than when she was preparing them, and it's still one of my favorite side dishes. It's not the slightest bit healthy for you.
I'm not a big pie guy, but I do like a good apple pie on Thanksgiving. And as my father would say, the pie is just a conduit to vanilla ice cream. So it's my dad's favorite term.
I have a favorite pie. It's a fall pie. It's mince pie, not mince meat. Mince meat has like beef and stuff. But mince pie is all the fall fruit. It's like apples and pears and nutmeg and cinnamon and raisins and currants, and it's delicious. And you can only have it like the week of Thanksgiving. You can find it at your local grocery stores, your Publix or what have you.
Okay. I don't think we need to ask the ladies who are our guests how they would react to my open there. I think we probably
should ask them what their favorite pie is.
We should ask them what their favorite pie is. So we go in that direction. We're going to bring them in. Donna Taylor, the host of Talk Birdie to me with her co-host, Brittany Boo. Did I get that right? Got it right. Hi, ladies. Thank you for joining us. So great to have you.
To be here. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So let's just start. It's Thanksgiving week. What's your favorite pie? We're not going to do we already know what the answer would be to my open that you heard.
I love fruit pies, so I would say peach pie, but I have to have the pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. Just have to be traditional. I got to do it.
All right, Donna. How about you, Brittany?
But I would go for the apple pie, but I heard your sausage stuffing thing, and that's what I make too for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's cool.
You guys are going to have to compare recipes, I think.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to taste test. That's my role in this. So Donna, and Brittany, your podcast is called Talk Birdie to me, which is one of the best names for a podcast I've ever heard.
Almost as good as the Back Nine.
It's so good. So take us through that. How did I know, Donna, you've had a life in golf. How did the desire to portray that, relay that, your experiences come to a head with a podcast?
So I have a friend who said, Donna, you're teaching golf, and I know you're going to get bored doing that. So you have to do a lot of different things. She knew my personality and said, you really have to have like diversity within your business. And I went on a podcast, and the host said, you really should do your own podcast. And I really had no idea what it was about. And she said, just jump in and do it. It will be great. And I honestly went in blind and started a year ago.
That's awesome.
It's pretty simple. Yeah. And I love it more than anything.
That is so great. Well, we feel the same way. We're about a year into this one, and we love doing it. And ours is not about golf at all. It's really about navigating the back nine of life. And this is kind of a back nine passion project for you that you're doing well. I have a question for you, though, about women in golf, especially later in life, because this is apropos to women that I've talked to. So they don't really know golf. They want to learn golf because it's a great way to meet good men, like men that are well put together, because the dating situation is a nightmare. How do you think about that? And is that something you talk about with women? And is that something when you're teaching women?
They're laughing.
They're laughing. So yeah, this is audio only.
In my very first lesson, I tell the ladies, everybody's here for a different reason, but the majority are here for a guy. They want to find a guy. They want to play golf with their guy. They got rid of a guy and they want to make more friends. It typically has to do with a guy. So I have a lot of ladies who want to meet a man, and I met my husband through golf, and they see I got married 4 years ago, met the love of my life, and we have a spectacular life together, and they want what I have. So they definitely want to meet men out there. So very good candidates.
Some, and some not. But so take us through that. How did you evolve from? I mean, you have had a life in golf. Maybe articulate a little bit about how you've spent that life in golf and how it's led you to where you are now. Maybe take us through your history a little bit, please.
Okay, so the history of it is I was born into golf. I don't ever remember not playing golf. My dad was a PGA touring professional. Then he quit playing and was a head pro. And I grew up a golf pro's daughter. And I played competitively through junior golf. I got a golf scholarship to the U of A. After my first year playing, I'm like, I hate this. I never want to play golf again. I am tired of having it be a job. This is not fun for me. And my dad said, you know what? I need a lady golf pro to teach my ladies coming into my golf shop. So he taught me how to teach beginner ladies. And that was really my specialty from the age of 20 to about 25. And then I moved to Arizona and I really became obsessed with yoga. And I kind of quit playing golf altogether, where I remember even saying to someone, oh, I'm not a golfer. I'm a yoga teacher and I don't even play golf, which shame on me. Honestly, I never should have said that. But that really, I quit. And then this pandemic happened and I had started a really big yoga business. And when the pandemic happened, a lot of my yoga students asked me to teach them golf. And I'm like, I don't really teach golf anymore. This isn't what I do. And they kept after me. And after 2 years of them asking me, I agreed to teach basically my friends. And literally it exploded.
Oh, it's so
cool. It exploded. So that's kind of how I got back into it in 2022.
That's awesome. And then take us through how it's been so important on your back nine to your relationship and finding the man of your dreams. And that wasn't a front nine story. That's a back nine story. So for our audience, maybe take us through that kind of cool story.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible because I had quit playing, but then in the pandemic in Arizona, they did not shut down the golf courses. So I'm a very active person. I'm always on the run and everyone had to kind of hit the pause button and couldn't do anything. So our governor kept Arizona golf courses open. And so I was playing golf constantly. And I think you really realized a lot in the pandemic, like what you really want out of life. And I was in a bad marriage. So I just left and was playing golf, and my husband apparently loved me for 12 years. I've known him for 12 years prior, and he loved me from the minute he met me, which is what he said. And when he found out that I was single, we're out playing golf. We have the same group of guy friends. He's like, "Oh, you're getting divorced. Would you like to play golf tomorrow?" I'm like, as a matter of fact, I would. Wow. And so we just it's just, we were absolutely meant to be together from day one, and we weren't, but we found each other. I believe I was 49 and he was 60 when we got together, and he's super supportive guy. And it kind of led me into having the capacity and the opportunity to do what is my passion and what I really feel that I was born to do, what I'm doing now.
Is that passion, that intersection of golf and yoga and teaching and creating golf as a mechanism to lead towards greater understanding of self and greater connection? Is that how you would phrase it?
Well, I think that I'm very unique with my golf instruction and with my crowd because of my yoga background. Because sometimes I think, why did I waste all this time doing yoga? Like, I could have been doing this golf the whole time. But I do think it groomed me, and I would love your listeners to pick up on that things are by design, that you might think like, why did I marry this person and why did I go through this? But you learn all these lessons and it brings you to where you are. So I really do infuse my yoga, just the whole background of the foundations, the mindset. And I've had a lot of ladies say, this one golf coach, this male golf coach, said, you shouldn't even be playing golf. Like, you're not coordinated and you aren't athletic enough to play golf. And for me, I'm really big on letting my ladies know, show yourself some grace. This is a really hard game to learn, and it is about fun. We're not doing this for a paycheck. Not even me. Like, I don't go out and play golf. I'm not a professional golfer who does this to make money for my score. I teach golf, but it's really, I think it's definitely helped me. And I do teach golfers yoga, and my ladies love it.
Well, it is such a mental game, right? So that's a big part of it. I mean, you have to transition into understanding not just the enjoyment of it, but even if you don't play competitively, it's mental for yourself, right?
It is such a mental game. It's unbelievable. And another aspect of my yoga is I am a yoga coach for Higley football, which is a high school football team. And I've become I'm their yoga coach, so help them with flexibility and injury prevention. But then also I work on their mental strength. And I think that my golf has helped me with that. And through working with this team for 8 years, I have a whole stack of openings of how they can get present and how they can just kind of let things go and to just focus on what's in your control, which is what we do in this very moment, the effort in which we put forth, our attitude and so forth. And I think all of that just has come together and just made what I bring to our community very special. It really lights me up to just look at where I've been and how I got here.
I think you also focus too on the party aspect. So her yoga business was Yoga Party Live, and her golf business is Golf Party Live.
I love it.
The golf fun party aspect, more carefree rather than making golf so intense, I think makes it a lot more approachable for her ladies as well.
We'll be right back.
Friends, over the last few seasons, we've introduced you to our friend Pete, or more to the point, our friends at Pete. Pete is the present and future of corporate training. It's a proprietary platform that allows mid-sized companies to build relevant, contemporary training programs quickly, efficiently, and inexpensively. With Pete's AI-powered platform, you'll get customized, interactive, threaded curriculum built in a fraction of the time at a fraction of the cost. Whether it's compliance, leadership, sales strategies, technical skills, employee onboarding, or anything your company needs for its ongoing training and culture demands, Pete designs and delivers exactly what you are looking for: fast, efficient, and effective. With Pete, you can focus on what matters most: developing your employees and growing your business. Pete, corporate training reimagined. Visit Pete.com. That's PETE.com to learn.
I'm Jenna Fisher.
And I'm Angela Kinsey.
And together we have the podcast Office Ladies.
Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere.
Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Learn more and get started today.
All right, back to the show.
Well, I think we talk a lot about that on our show, is like building community, right? We're community people. We want to have friends and people around us. Most of us do. And it sounds like that's what you're doing in both paths, and which is the ultimate back nine thing to be able to do, because we all kind of want that, whether it's us creating community or you creating a community on your podcast or in real life at yoga or golf. That's what we kind of all want at this point in life. Is that the idea behind it?
100%. Like, I have goosebumps as you're talking about this. So we live in Arizona. We have a lot of transplants. If you meet someone who's from here, like Brittany Boo is basically from here, people are like, wow, you grew up in Arizona. They're here. And so a lot of the ladies who come to us, they have just moved here. They don't have any friends. They're lonely. And we just really have gotten so many ladies together, and it's hard to meet people later in life. People have their own thing going on. Last night we had a card game at my mom's house, and it was a reunion from our golf retreat that we did in Tahoe in August. And we're still doing these group texts, and it's like the age range is 37 to 77. And we're all together as one. And it doesn't matter that some are older and some are younger. It is 100% about community. And if people are competitive, that's fine, but they need to know we are just all about having fun at Golf Party Live.
I think it's so interesting, too, that you have found your way back to the game, and in such a healthy way, after experiencing burnout when you were playing in college. What was that experience of burnout like, and how have you been able to overcome that burnout to be able to get back to a place where you are at peace, not only with the game itself, but all of the things that it can bring you and you can bring to other people?
I think for my burnout, I had started at a young age, and I had a ton of fun in junior golf. Like, I would go play golf, and then as soon as I was done, the focus was, what are we going to do? We're going to go to the mall, and the boys would be playing against boys. The girls would be playing against girls. And so these junior golf tournaments, they were co-ed, but different competitions. So we would like have fun with the guys and have fun with the girls. And then I go to college and it's all girls. It's like, well, where are the boys? Like, this is no fun. And we would finish our round, and I'm used to, after golf, going to the mall or going to the movies. They're chipping and putting for 2 to 3 hours after. And it became very clear to me that this is not at all what I want to be doing 24/7, because that's pretty much what you have to do. And I'm a very goal-oriented person, so I'm going to work really hard to get a college scholarship. And my parents said, if you get a full ride, we're going to buy you whatever car you want. And I know you guys are about my age, so I picked a 1989 Honda Prelude.
I had that car. I did.
That's great.
I had it in fire red.
Mine was gold.
Okay. Yeah.
And I named that car Penny, and I had an Alpine.
That was the thing too, naming your cars in the 80s. Yeah. My cars had names too. Yes, I remember that.
I still name all my cars.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. That's great that you do that, because that's not really a thing anymore. You have an old soul, because I don't think people name their cars anymore. That's great.
Yeah. I do have an old soul.
But that burnout was just really severe for me. Yeah. And I just did not want to I had nothing left to compete for. I didn't want to go on the LPGA. I'm seeing right in front of me that if you don't want to practice all the time, you should not be on the LPGA. That is your life. So it was very easy for me to walk away. A lot of people said, including my grandmother, who was a really amazing golfer, she said, you're going to regret this someday. You will regret leaving competitive golf. I have never regretted it. So when I came back, I think, honestly, I have some drinks when I play golf, and I compete against my husband. And if he wins, which he rarely does. He hardly ever beats me, but when he does, I don't really like it, but I'm happy for him.
Yeah. You have to add to us who took your spot on the team when you stepped down. You got it, because it comes full circle for our season from a couple weeks ago. So you got to tell us.
So Annika Sorenstam took my full ride scholarship when I left. And what was really interesting interesting is as an 18-year-old, the first golf tournament I played in, I hadn't even stepped foot on campus. The coach said, we got an invite to go to Japan, get your passport. So I'm in Japan and we were representing the United States and Annika was there representing Sweden. And at the time, she hadn't even been playing golf that long. She played a lot of tennis and I mean, she was a great player. Obviously, she was at that tournament, but she wasn't at the level that she was in her heyday. And they ended up recruiting her from that tournament. And then when I left, a spot came up. So Annika, she took my spot.
That is really crazy. What an amazing story.
Right? I love that.
So what's next for you? Like, what's next on the ride here? Tell us about the podcast, first of all, where people can find you, what you're focused on moving forward, and those kinds of things before we let you go.
Our podcast that Brittany Boo and I are doing is absolutely amazing. We serve beginner lady golfers, and we had no idea a year ago how it was even going to go. So, I mean, you can find our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and it's Talk Birdie to Me with Donna Taylor, and Brittany Boo is my co-host. We are growing like crazy. There are a lot of podcasts for golf, but it's very serious. This is what it tends to be. Very serious. A lot of guests on the podcast, just talking about what wedges to hit. The owner of Volkey wedges. You want to learn more about Volkey wedges? For me, I don't give two craps about a Volkey wedge, like how they make it. It's like, if I can hit it good, then I'll take it. Ours is more about entertaining, schooling beginners. How do you buy equipment? What do you do? How do you check in? What do you do when a man is breathing down your throat, not in a good way, behind you and mad? How do you deal with discrimination? Like, there's a lot of discrimination with ladies on the golf course. And how do you kindly deal with that? So the podcast is evolving. It's growing. And Brittany Boo and I love doing it. I don't know about you guys, but when we're done podcasting, we are, honestly, people probably think we're on drugs. We're seriously.
Right.
We are so hyper and recharged and just talking incessantly. So,
well, we're the same way. Yeah. We are the same way.
Yeah.
We often go straight from the studio to the course. We're not today, but we're going to play tomorrow. So how is that received? And what is your audience? I mean, is it mostly women on the back nine? Is it women who are younger who are wanting to play? And how are they engaging with some of those ideas about what it means to be taking up golf from the beginning?
Yeah, I think that we predominantly have women. However, we do have some men who do tune in. Mm-hmm. And it's very interesting that they would want to listen, but they do. I think that our fun, entertaining, like my dad has been on quite a bit. He goes by the Lipper and he is a character. He's really wild and crazy. He's 83 and he tells a lot of crazy stories. So he's one of our favorite hosts or favorite guests. And I think it's mainly women. It's mainly beginner women. And I think that they really appreciate that we're bringing fun to them and something that will kind of school them so they feel a little bit more comfortable when they get to the course and they know what to do.
And I think giving an honest perspective, because we have Donna here, who's the pro that's been doing this since she was a kid. And then we have me. I've only been doing this for 2 years now playing golf, but golf has been in my life for forever because she's married to my dad and who's been playing for forever. And it's just the full circle of golf and where it goes, how you start. So you having both perspectives, I think is a really good thing as well, because you got somebody that's the audience also.
I love that.
Well,
yeah,
you have
awesome. There's no one that serves beginner ladies really that's a total focus on that. So I think we have a little niche, and I believe that a lot of my success in my yoga business and in the golf business has been to have a niche instead of marketing to all. When you market to all, you market to none, and we just have this little slice, and we are marketing to our ladies that are just taking up golf. And I would say my average age of my students, because I can easily tell you that, I think that they are my age. I think they are 50-ish, but I do have some ladies who start and they're 60, 70 years old. And Brittany Boo's age group, I think that you have some ladies who are in their late 30s. So we have all ranges. We really do, which is kind of fun.
Well, here's what we're going to do, because everything happens for a reason. And Janine introducing us to you guys was terrific. We're going to have to figure out some way to do some cross promotion because our audiences definitely overlap. Yeah. In fact, your audience should definitely listen to our show because we do give a lot of dating advice for what women need to do that are over 50 and what they can be looking for. In fact, so much so that my now sister-in-law actually has some men that she's thinking of dating listen to our show first to check out their emotional maturity. So just as a little aside, true story, she said she actually vets guys by having them listen to the show. So, and we're new fans. We're going to be listening to you guys. 1,000%. I think it's great what you guys do. And we are just absolutely thrilled to have had you on our show.
And I think you should come. Podfest is in Orlando in late January. You should come out.
Oh, you should definitely
come out. We'll get together. We'll play.
That's a great idea.
And we'll do some things together out here.
Yeah, we'll cross promote here at Podfest in Orlando. Yeah. Yep. The 16th through the 18th of January.
Your show too.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
All right.
Wonderful
Thanks,
to meet you
ladies.
both. Take
Thank
care.
you so much. We'll talk to you later. Okay. Bye-bye.
I like them so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how things come together. There's certain pivots when you have to line up a guest, and Janine found them for us, our amazing producer. And it's the perfect connection. They're about golf, and we're not really, but it's still just, golf is life. Like the things that they're doing are just weaved into your regular life. You know, on the back nine.
I'm really curious about that intersection of golf and yoga, right? I mean, there's all the golf is a good walk spoiled, Zen and golf and all that stuff. I know this, that since I've come to a place of more self-awareness and more peace, we used to say that when we do our golf trip that we've done every year, it was the one place in our lives where we could really be competitive and want to win. I still do, but not to the same extent. If it was last year or the year before, I think it was last year, I lost a match to our good friend, the Bull, Rich Gensler, who is a higher handicap player, but he's really improved his game a lot. And I'm in a match against him, and he makes a birdie on the 17th hole to beat my partner and me, and I could not have been more thrilled for him. He sank about a 20-foot putt to make birdie, and it was I was disappointed to lose, but you know what? Overall, I'm there with my friends. I'm having a great time. I want to see them succeed. I don't like to lose, but if I'm going to lose a match, I want it to be because a good friend of mine has done something great.
I hope to get there someday.
We're all works in progress.
I love that. Right? I'm definitely in that space. I'm definitely a work in progress, my man. No, I loved having them on. I think her second chapter is amazing. And you know what I'm struck by in the last year on the show? And COVID was horrible. Like, it was horrible for so many people. We all have a connection of something that went terribly wrong. But there are so many things, including us doing this show, and them, and so many things in her life that she mentioned that came out of that were positive. There's so many things that we learned about building those communities and what was important to us and all of those things. So as we often talk, out of tragedy comes triumph. And I think you see that and you hear that time and time again. Yeah. And out of her life, right, she found her divorce. She finds another partner who really feels well matched. She feels is well matched for her, and obviously vice versa. For us, it was being able also to get into new relationships and then to be able to start this podcast. And so peaks and valleys in life, right? And we can, from darker times, learn good things and find our way to better things for ourselves. It's silly in some ways that something as light as golf can be that conduit. But on the other hand, it's not so silly because it's a part of life, or some aspect like that, whether it's golf or dancing or some finding your way to community that can help you get in touch with yourself. This was a lighter episode, and I like that, and I like them, and I like the lessons that she brought to us about that kind of recovery, overcoming burnout, finding your way back to passion, and so on. Well, on this Thanksgiving week, I am thankful for you. I'm thankful for Jeanine. I'm thankful for the fact that we are closing in on 1 year of this podcast. This has been tremendous. I'm just full of gratitude this year. I have a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. Yeah, and a new bride to be thankful for. And I'm also thankful for our audience, too, who have stuck with us for 5 seasons almost now and almost a full year. And do want to let our audience know that we're going to celebrate that year with our first live stream coming up on December 5th. It will serve as a 19th hole. We're going to have probably about an hour long, we think, maybe 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. 5:30 to 6:30 on Thursday, December 5th, 2024. And then that will air in the 19th hole spot on December 10th on a recording as well. So we're looking forward to inviting you to that and looking forward to seeing you next week on The Back Nine.
Hi, I'm Kevin Zurich with Three Bridges Consulting. If your company is considering podcast advertising, consider Three Bridges your go-to partner. We specialize in connecting your brand with the perfect podcast and podcast hosts to reach a highly targeted audience. Podcasts really provide a unique opportunity to speak directly to your core consumer in a very engaging and intimate format. If you know who your audience is, we will find them and ensure your story resonates. So give us a call today to discover how podcast advertising can enhance your overall media strategy. Our number, 760-590-7634. Again, 760-590-7634. We look forward to hearing from you.
Along with following us wherever you get your podcasts, please check us out on Instagram at back9_podcast. That's back, the number 9 _podcast on Instagram.
This episode received a soft kiss from Janine Stella and was recorded with Stella Mix Productions in Boca Raton, Florida.